I believe we need a 21st century approach and advancing the idea of basic income.
I believe people will still want to work. I believe it will address the poverty issues that we have in this country.
There are advantages to a guaranteed basic income.
Minimum basic income will be on the agenda in many countries in the coming years, both in Quebec and Canada and internationally.
As we chart a course forward, I believe we need a 21st century approach that provides stability and better supports Canadians, tackles income inequality, enhances productivity, and spurs economic growth and innovation. Canada's current social welfare system, created in the 1940s, modernized in the 1970s, is still largely the foundation of the system we have today. And no matter how many times it's adjusted, still too many Canadians are falling through the cracks. There are more temporary and short-term jobs, and many jobs, whether it's blue collar or white collar, are being eliminated by automation and artificial intelligence. In addition, disruptions in our economy are happening at an accelerated rate, faster and more frequently, leaving more Canadians working harder, longer, and feeling like it's more difficult to get ahead. Our social safety net is not well designed to help Canadians through transitions. So in my opinion, we need a new model, one that provides stability to those who've been trapped in a cycle of poverty, to those who are in danger of falling into poverty, and to the middle class threatened by disruption. Low-wage work prevents people from moving on to better opportunities. People can't take time to train for tomorrow's job market or turn an idea into business that employs other people. People need financial freedom to move up the economic ladder and innovate. Finally, I see guaranteed basic income as a cornerstone of Canada's innovation economic growth strategy. Equal opportunity for everyone to succeed is a fundamental value at the heart of Bill C-273. And Madam Speaker, we have done this before. After the Depression and World War II, a compassionate Tommy Douglas imagined universal health care for all the men and women, many of whom he was seeing in the streets, many who had served in the war, but who coming home could not afford health care. And they had become destitute. He had imagined free healthcare services for all. And starting in one province, he showed that it could be done and how best to do it. We then expanded healthcare to the rest of Canada, and we are not poorer as a country. We were richer for it.
And I want to congratulate my colleague on her private members bill and advancing the idea of basic income. However, leading basic income efforts have indicated that basic income is actually not a silver bullet, and it must be in addition to current and future government services and supports. My concern is with Article 3D1, which provides the option of, in quotes, the potential of a guaranteed basic income program to reduce the complexity or replace existing social programs.
The bill doesn't actually call for any programs to actually be reduced. I think it's just gathering the data as to what would be reduced if there are any programs that are flattened over time. So it really is up to the provinces and territories to work with the federal government to come up with a pilot for its citizens. And the principle should be that everyone is better off.
First of all, I want to acknowledge the member for Davenport who brought forward this bill. She's a bill that we really appreciate on the finance, a person that we really appreciate on the Finance Committee. Now, when I was studying economics, I remembered that the great unionist Michel Chartrand had published a book about minimum income with Michel Bernard. I found it to be a really interesting idea, and I was surprised to see that this concept was also defended by the right wing, having been promoted by the father of neoliberalism, Milton Friedman. We had a lot of conversations about this concept with my teachers and classmates at the time. So whatever it's called, guaranteed minimum income, basic income, universal allowance, living wage, this minimum basic income will be on the agenda in many countries in the coming years, both in Quebec and Canada and internationally.
We know what we've learned during the pandemic is that our social safety net is patchwork and it's insufficient. And we know that when you provide people with an income guarantee, Madam Speaker, along with wraparound social supports, it's a cost-saving measure. It's good economics to look after people. We have seen that a basic income is both possible and feasible in this country. The most recent study found that participants of the Ontario Basic Income Pilot Project were happier, healthier, and even continued working, which goes against all arguments that when you look after people, it's a deterrent to working. Study after study, pilot after pilot, even though we know the results, as mentioned by my honorable colleague, the member from Davenport. Guaranteed income programs have great results. Basic income, in fact, Madam Speaker, would give workers leverage. No one would be desperate to take a job offered at any wage anymore. This future is possible. It is simply a political choice. I would like to congratulate the member on this historic step today. I am pleased to see her moving this conversation about basic income forward, and I look forward to working with her to improve the bill. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I'm willing to put my beliefs on the line. I believe it will work. I believe people will still want to work. I believe it will address the poverty issues that we have in this country. Put your belief on the line, and let's actually do a sincere pilot where we collect the data in real time and prove one way or the other. That's where I think we should be going.